Hey, Editor Jake here. This episode was recorded just hours after the Drakong InfinaKore guitar announcement dropped, and these are just our initial impressions. This was breaking news at the time we recorded it, but in the time between recording it and the episode going live, Hyperkin has reached out to us. We had a meeting with them where we could share our feedback and discuss the guitar and just get to know the team a little bit better. We won't be able to go into any specifics on the meeting, at least not in this episode, but I know during the episode we'll throw some criticism towards Drakong and Hyperkin, and I just wanted to let you all know that we were able to share that same criticism and feedback with them directly. I felt it necessary to preface this episode with that information so you guys know the latest updates on the situation and so you can properly contextualize everything that we talk about. But with that in mind, here's the show. Welcome to Low Here episode 87. A surprise drop just happened. Didn't see this coming. Didn't have this planned today.
What drop?
Yeah.
Today
Your
is
mom!
Monday, June 30th. Yeah, don't say about my mom. That's very rude. Take that back. Apologize now. Apologize, please.
I apologize.
Thank
Not
you,
to
JP. Apologize. The Drakong Infinite something or else Telecaster. It's crazy.
InfinaKore
Telecaster Edition.
InfinaKong.
InfinaKore. Okay, so today's Monday, June 30th. This is the same day that the Drakong InfinaKore was announced. We were going to record this earlier, and then, thank God we did not start recording earlier, because it would have dropped during our recording, and we would have been like, oh, what, guitar? There's a new guitar coming out? Where did that come from?
Listen, all I knew is that there was going to be an embargo lifted for me to talk about and use that thing publicly.
Yeah, you can see in the background that Mr. Acai has one already.
Yeah,
Mr.
so...
Acai.
If you watch the IGN video, they did give a direct shout out to the developers of Clone Hero at the very end, and me, and some other supposed influencers who have this. I don't know who else has these.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna keep it
man.
That is the most truthful thing ever. I don't know who else has
We
this
didn't
guitar.
even know that Alec had it. He did a good job keeping up his end of the embargo, but we didn't even know he had it. He was like, "Oh yeah, I have this." We were like, "What?"
Oh,
Yeah.
News to me, fucking asshole.
Yeah,
How long have you had that thing for? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 4
he's had it
weeks?
for like
I'm not
a
at
year,
liberty to
bro.
say the embargo just lifted, Jake.
all I can say is you didn't have it when I was at your house in May for PAX. That's all I can say. So maybe it
he
arrived
definitely did.
days
I don't
later.
know.
Who's
Maybe
to
you're at
say?
a different house. Who fucking knows, man? I don't know.
Maybe so. Anyways,
Maybe you're at
Embargo
a
just got
different
lifted.
house.
Okay,
So-
so
sorry.
hold on. Your embargo just got lifted, so how is your Dr. Dre guitar?
What?
the Dr. Drakong.
True.
What were we saying right before we started recording? Drake versus Kong?
Yeah, Drake versus
Yeah,
Kong. The
Drake
Drakong.
versus Kong.
However else, what is the name of the damn thing? Dragon Kong?
Drakong.
Dragula.
So, to start out
Drakong.
this is Hyperkin. Hyperkin
This is
put out a tweet.
Hyperkin.
Well, here's the thing.
Basically,
Hyperkin.
no, wait a second. It's Hyperkin had so much bullshit thrown their way, they had to make a new brand name for this guitar. Let's be honest.
Let's not forget about the Hyper Strummer and the Hyper Jammer. That was an absolute disaster for them PR-wise because it was not what the community wanted or needed at the time. So this is not a Hyperkin guitar. This is a brand new Drakong gaming guitar. So they made a whole new brand for this guitar because they already nuked their
it's
goodwill with
it's like
Hyperkin. So this is
PDP's,
not Hyperkin.
It's like PDP's expensive brand. What is it called again?
Oh yeah, shit. What was that?
Vitrix?
Victrix.
Oh yeah,
Victrix.
Victrix.
Yeah, it's like Victrix,
I'd say it's kind of like
It's like that.
Yeah, you know what?
It's like
That's actually a
Victrix.
perfect parallel
because they make
I
the
do-
modular fight sticks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's literally the same
Enthusiast.
exact thing.
Enthusiast grade performance level, like that type of
Yeah.
shit. Except for they didn't do it with the Briffmaster. That's just PDP. They should have made it a Victrix. That would have been cooler.
They really should have, yeah.
But
you know
whatever.
that whole merger thing happened. You know, but here we are. Here we are now, literally with the. I'll just.
Yeah, pull it out.
Pull up, bro. Pull up.
Pull it
yeah,
out is
for-
not the way to say it with this.
Whip it out.
No.
Whip
For
that thing
reference,
out.
yes, it folds.
It folds?
Yeah,
Got a
it
folding
folds.
neck.
folds, just like a certain other guitar.
So it's like the
Yeah.
Riffmaster. Got it.
Yeah,
And like the
so
Jaguar. In that regard.
True.
this is it's a very interesting layout. So I think the big thing, the big elephant in the room is that yes, the sides come off. It's like a Warriors of Rock guitar. Because that's
Which is
what
cool.
he was directly inspired by, was the Warriors of Rock guitar, and
Which
I
is
want to
cool.
give a shout out to the objective of the InfinaKore guitar is that they're going to give people the 3D printing what is it,
Template.
stencils template,
Yeah.
STL files. They're going to give them
Yeah, the
that
CAD stuff,
the
yeah.
correct dimensions for the headstock and then both of the sides. And so I think I want to give a shout out to I think it was Cobalto in 23 2023 doing 3D printed parts for modded Warriors of Rock guitars, and he was just like making his own wings, stuff like that. I think Party Boy has also lately been doing lots of 3D printing of this.
Yep.
Also, shout out to Jimfac, who's also doing similar stuff, but also with the War Beast. So,
because it's the type of thing that I feel like Activision wanted to do is have other wings, because they did have like those fancy battle axe wings for the Warriors of Rock guitar as a pre-order bonus.
Pre-order, yeah.
There should have been more. It would have been so cool. You could make the guitar.
There should have been more.
You could have made it into a Les Paul. You could have made it into an SG. You could have made it into whatever you want.
There was
but
no
now,
financial justification.
No, and the game flopped.
Yeah.
Not to us. We love the game, but like sales wise, it flopped.
Yeah, that bitch sold 100,000 copies, and they spent like $1 billion on that game.
I have my copy right over there.
Oh well, mine's right there. The fact that we're just now like in the 2020s, getting to the point where people are customizing their Warriors of Rock guitars in a way that I feel like was kind of the original vision for that is cool. And the fact that other brands now, like Hyperkin and Drakong, are making a brand new guitar with a similar type of design feature in mind is very cool. And the fact that they're going to release all the prints and all the not the prints, but like the dimensions, all that stuff, so you can make your own stuff for this guitar. That's really awesome. You can't take anything away from it for that. That's really cool. That's super like modder friendly.
Yeah.
To be able, here's the design.
Totally
do whatever
agree.
you want with this thing. It's awesome. It's kind of
you can draw on it essentially.
In the you should pull up the video, Jake, because there's a part in the IGN announcement where they show completely 3D printed parts for both sides of the guitar and the headstock. But here, look, see, I just took it off.
This is
Here's
really
the
cool.
model. This is what the model looks like that they're talking about.
Frets fell out. It's okay. This is pre-production. It's pre-production. You know, these things are gonna happen. But this actually comes out. This this fret thing actually pops out, and then you could swap these. In this prototype, I'm able to take these switches out and replace them with my own
swappable switches. That is cool.
Hot swappable switches.
Like only chunk switches. Yeah, but like there's a lot of options there.
Yeah, it has to
look
fit
at
the footprint. But
yeah.
That's
a lot
the
of
base
different
right there.
switches.
That is at the you could take the headstock off too and get it even tinier. But like at the base, that's what it is. That's what it is, and everything else you can customize.
That's all this is.
That is all the electronics. It's impressive.
I like it. I want to, but I'm also so realistic in the back of my head, knowing Hyperkin has not really done the best for the community in the past.
No,
and like
they have a long way to go to regain my trust.
I'm happy that they're talking to Alec, but at the same time, as somebody who's been paying attention from the start, since like plastic guitars have started being produced again, they don't really have my enthusiasm at the moment. I'm sitting here going,
fair.
oh, that's cool.
That's totally fair.
That's cool. But I'm gonna have to see a hell of a lot more before I'm even interested in picking one of these up.
Yeah, I would describe myself as cautiously optimistic about this guitar because I've seen
until they decide to speak to us, right?
I got the damn thing tattooed on me. I love the Warriors of Rock guitar. All right, this was my baby. This is what I used all the time back in the day. I loved that.
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But this still, like, even knowing they designed around that, like, oh, it's cool. This might sound really mean to say it this way. Changing the brand name doesn't change the people behind it, and they've already shown us what they work like in the past. So they're gonna have to do a hell of a lot to make me go back on my feelings there.
No, I think many people share that same vision, myself included. I mean, the Hyper Strummer, Hyper Jammer, that's not what anybody wanted. That was an old design that they refreshed, but at its core, they were selling a Wii guitar in 2024, 2025.
Yeah, I think
with no new functionality, it's like.
I'm surprised that they had me on after I basically hit Pista.
You did,
but also I shredded the fuck out of that shitty guitar.
Yes,
I shredded the fuck out of it.
It worked.
So like, I think that's why they I think that's what they saw in me in this in this regard, in terms of how is this guitar going to perform at like a high level and all this stuff. And I think that it's fucking awesome. I think even the Fender license is insane.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that yet. It's a Telecaster.
Yeah, it's a Telecaster, and look at the headstock. The headstock literally says Fender on it. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. No one would have expected that.
It's cool.
It is extremely cool.
My ass over here, though, is going. My first reaction, and this might sound too negative, and I apologize if it does, but I'm gonna keep it real. My first thought was, oh, they got the license.
Yeah, I was a little bit like that too. It's like,
I think,
man, it
I
would've
think
been
a
really
lot
cool
of
if,
people
like,
feel that way.
it would have been pretty cool if Cracked could have made like a Fender Strat. You know, they already got the Gibson license. Maybe that's already a problem with getting a Fender license. Would have been cool though.
Again,
the
nothing bad
tribalism's
against
back,
them.
bro.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to be
It's not
tribal.
I'm just kidding. No,
but, like,
and I had that was not a positive thing for me to say. No, it wasn't.
But it's very much it's Gibson versus Fender again. Back in the day, it was Guitar Hero 3. It had the Les Paul. Rock Band 1 had the Rock Band 1 Fender Strat. Like
Now,
it was Gibson
okay,
versus Fender.
okay.
It's the same thing again,
Listen.
but different because
Yeah.
it's different companies. But still,
I want to talk on this candidly because I was just remembering, like what it was like, Rock Band versus Guitar Hero and stuff. But it's different now.
It is.
It's so
yeah,
different
it's way
now.
different. Well, for one, those were games. Those were games with a guitar. These are just guitars.
There's games. No. Well, I'm saying in the context of like this being the community aspect, it's like this versus this. Who's gonna have? And there's gonna be Cracked versus Hyperkin, or Cracked versus Drakong. And it's gonna be a Yarg versus Clone Hero. It's like that kind of thing didn't actually go away. There's people playing World Tour Definitive Edition and Rock Band 3 Deluxe. There's people playing Clone Hero, and then there's people playing Yarg. There's people there's gonna get a Cracked guitar, and then there's gonna be people getting a Hyperkin guitar. It's like with all of those comparisons right there, my point I'm trying to make is that all of us are all actually, we don't fucking hate each other like it was 17 years ago. No, it wasn't like that.
I don't even think we hated each
wasn't
other
like
17
that
years
either.
ago. There wasn't like Guitar Hero people versus Rock Band guys. It was always just like people that play
yeah,
the
there
game.
was.
No, bro, that was
yeah,
Score
there
Hero.
was.
Are you kidding?
It wasn't
On
around by
Score
me.
Hero-
There's definitely Guitar
Bro,
guys and
on
Rock
Score
Band
Hero,
guys, but that
each
was never
other.
me, and that was never something that I engaged with. So I didn't really see it
But
that
it
much.
was
How about that?
happening.
Dude,
It
they
was
stupid
happening.
hated
That's
each other.
stupid. I like Guitar Hero
It
clearly.
was stupid.
I like Rock
No,
Band
but it
too.
was stupid, right?
Yeah, I like
it was
both.
fucking stupid.
I was like, they hate each other. What do you mean?
Yeah,
No,
I never
but
got
it was
that.
stupid, man.
I never did that. It was stupid. I never engaged with it. I never really saw it. That's probably because I wasn't one. I was like, oh, cool, more games. Awesome. I,
mean, bro,
like games.
That's
That's
what
what
a lot.
That's
what
what
I'm like
I
here.
was like, man.
Yes,
and
that's-
then I grew up and I got into the community even more and more, and I'm like, these people are fucking psychos.
Yeah.
Bro, it was
What are
two
you
different
doing?
boards.
We're all playing the same game.
It
We
was
all
two
have the same
boards.
guitar. Oh
Yeah.
shit! It fell
Well,
out again.
No,
Sorry.
only you have that guitar because they didn't give it to us, just you. But no, same
Bro,
thing with
but
guitars.
listen.
Same thing with guitars,
It's
though.
the same thing with guitars, bro. Like we're all achieving the exact same goal. We're all achieving the exact same goal.
Nah, bro,
And
I said
how
let the
we
games
get-
begin.
How we
Let the
get
games
there
begin,
is that
baby.
we all talk to each other. We all talk to each other, right?
Mhm.
Because that's how we get shit done. That's pretty much how this is gonna go.
know,
And
say-
this is
it's
actually
funny
good
you say
activity,
that.
too.
You say we talk to each other and that's how we get shit done. But unfortunately, sometimes, and it feels like this is a recurring theme in a lot of the different games, like communication is the biggest problem, right?
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
I think that a lot of people in the scene could learn something from just needing to shut up and cook and let things come out when they're done, right? Like
Sure.
sometimes, right? Like that's one way of going at it, but you have to communicate after.
Yeah,
it's
let
done.
us know you're cooking the meal. I'm hungry. I want to eat.
Yes.
Do anybody
Well,
have something I
that's-
can eat? Yeah, I'm cooking a
Yes.
steak. It'll be ready in 20 minutes. Oh, cool. I'll eat
Yes.
the steak.
Well, you could argue that that's what Hyperkin should have done. I think that the biggest problem that they've created for themselves is releasing those re-release controllers, and the problem with that. So if we go back, right, this all ties back to several years ago where Hyperkin was basically like, Mr. Harmonix, we want to make you new instruments, please, John Harmonix, please, and like tagging
That's
them on
all it
Twitter,
took.
right?
And that's all it
so
took.
that happened. Harmonix never got back to them. Clearly, they were already developing Festival, and I guess
That's when Hyperkin, like public not what's the word? The way people saw Hyperkin was like, oh yeah, Hyperkin, they want to make guitars. Awesome.
Yeah.
I need somebody to make
And then-
guitars.
Controller
Sick.
company?
Please do it. And
It
then
was like the zenith of that. Yeah. It was like
yeah,
the
that's
peak.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like 2022, 2021, maybe
Yeah.
even. It's
So
like,
it
hey,
started to
I
go
want to make
down.
guitars, and people are like, new guitars, and this year, awesome. And then years go by. Please continue the story.
And I mean, look, on one hand, if you want to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, or maybe that's not the right way to put it, but basically, I think with Festival coming out, there was a lot more incentive to make a new peripheral because there was an official game out compared to all these clone games. However, with the re-releases that they did of these older guitars, I think that all they had to do in order to not lose that goodwill from the community is make it clear from the start when they release these things for these mom and pop retro shops to say, also, don't worry, We're coming up with a completely original new guitar design that we hope to share with you within the next year. That's all they had to do.
They did do that, though.
All they had to do.
I think after some pushback.
They did it after.
After some pushback.
After
Even
pushback.
still,
They
I
should
don't-
have done it from the start.
I disagree
Yeah.
still, though. I still disagree. I don't think that them releasing a native Wii guitar controller would have gone good in any reality ever. No, even if they
Well,
said,
it's
"Hey,
good
by the
with
way, we're making a
content.
good
Well,
one.
no, it
Buy
wouldn't
this
be
one
good.
now for the thing. You don't need this. We haven't used RAF nets in 5 years. This is just not what
No,
the
but
market wants.
context
It's not
is
what we're
everything.
using. It doesn't matter what the context is if they're releasing a guitar that nobody wants.
Well,
If
okay, see, that's the problem.
if they took the same design and redid all the internals to make it not Wii, to make it like, multi-platform like the crack guitars and what this new Drakong is doing, then maybe sure, a classic Les Paul shape that works on every thing, multi-platform, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. In fact, that's what we have right here from Cracked, and I like it. It's cool. If Hyperkin did this,
Now
I'd be cool with it. But they
you're
didn't.
not if you're not online. How would you know about like crack guitars though? That's the thing. I'm just trying to spark a conversation where it's like, okay, making a Wii guitar is bad, but what about people who just are not online? They don't give a fuck. They have a Wii. They're offline. They got the disc.
How many
Where's the
people
guitar?
are there out there
With-
that are playing Guitar Hero on their Wii to this day and want a brand new guitar that they go buy for $80 at their mom and pop store?
Yeah, I agree with you, Jake, because it's one of those. It feels like almost like an as seen on TV thing.
Yeah,
Right?
it feels
Like-
like, oh, they still do that?
Just because
okay.
you're marketing to somebody who doesn't know, is that you want that to be the thing, right? Just because they're marketing to a group of people that may not be as in tune doesn't mean that they should be asking for money for them for a subpar product, trying to take advantage of somebody's lack of knowledge.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. That
Because
was
that's
one
what
of
it
my
ends up
biggest
being.
gripes.
That's what eBay sellers are like too.
That is
I
true.
know what I have. I
That
know
is
what
true.
I have.
But it's not even-
rare.
But those are real ass official guitars. It's not a brand new product, and it's more on the buyer to figure out what they're buying and do their market research to see if it's a good deal. Not just be like, hey, I got a new product. Look at this. Is it good? It's for the Wii. Don't you remember the Wii from 2006?
But why
Oh, you
we
don't
just
play the Wii
retro
anymore?
shops? They're the ones who wanted these. They're
Yeah,
the ones who were probably asking for these things. They were probably like,
Maybe.
because it's like
They sell out so much when we have used ones. Give us new ones. I don't
Well,
know.
I was
I don't
friends
know what
with the
conversations
guy.
are like, right?
I don't know either.
I
It
was
just
friends
felt
with the
really
guy
out
that
of
owned the
touch.
store. That was his
And
experience.
that's fair.
You know,
That's super fair to say.
people were buying Wii guitars out the fucking ass when the RAF that came out. But the thing with Hyperkin, they're several years late.
Yes, they're
They were
late to
late.
that.
They were
and
late
they're
to
early-
that
That
shit
should have
they're
came
early
out
to
in
this
19,
wave.
bro. That
If
should have
they
came out in 19.
did that shit like 4 or 5 years ago, I could
That
see
would've been
decent
crazy.
success.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when,
right
bro,
now.
when the
I
RAF net was
was
brand new
dude.
and awesome.
Dude,
For
can you
sure.
believe that there's a time and place I was gassing up a Game Time Buddies guitar?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
JP, you remember that.
Yeah,
Because I was like, I see
bro,
Destruction
what's wrong
Armageddon
with you?
110 with a Game Time Buddies guitar. Why don't people just get this?
Yeah, it's a good
It's
video.
great.
too.
This thing's
Still a
awesome.
good video.
I was gassing that shit up, and I think that you know what? Yeah, I mean, they were a little bit late. They were not even a little. They were late releasing that. They were absolutely late releasing that guitar.
Time frame context is everything. It really is.
It is.
This guitar right now is going to be received differently. The dick guitar today, the Drakong.
The dick guitar.
I'm sorry. It's that. How can anybody call it
Yeah,
anything
why is
but the dick?
the InfinaKore? It's
Um,
an Infina with a capital I, core with a capital K, one word. So it's DIK. The dick
Not
stick.
only
That's
that,
insane.
Perhaps.
hey, wait a second. They also did the
that was
what
noise.
is
I
it?
took
The,
that from him.
the sticker art contest. So that means they have the
Oh,
dick sack as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. So here's another
The dick
thing.
sack.
So here's the
The dick
website
sack.
of the
dick
InfinaKore
sheet.
Telecaster Edition. For one small gripe, look at this image. Can I open this image in a new tab? Why didn't you render this with any anti-aliasing for one? Look at that. Look how jaggy that is. But anyways, if you click on the very top, click here to enter the InfinaKore sticker art competition. You can see that calling all artists, we're looking for 10 original sticker designs to include on the InfinaKore sticker sheet that will be packaged into every InfinaKore guitar box. Submit your sticker designs using the portal below, and you could be one of the 10 selected artists. Winners will have their designs promoted on social media and will have their social media handle included under their art on the sheet, and will receive a retail-ready, sticker sheet included, InfinaKore guitar before its public debut.
It's just. I guess it's one step away from them AIing the whole thing.
It's better than that, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're still not
Getting
paying
actual
anybody.
artists is good, but I think
Well,
like
there was a part of the video too where they're like, while we have a team of talented artists, we want to let the community have their voice heard or something along those
Which
lines.
is a
Get
good
off
start.
Of it. No,
it's a good
fuck.
start, but it's the way that they're
Cool.
doing it that's a problem.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we spoke about this before the episode started, and like it's Jason put it the right way. I mean, you could go ahead and lead in with that. It was
I don't know, man. It's one of those things where it feels like it's marketing from 20 years in the past. That's the way I put it to the guys. But right, there was a time and a place where speculative work, where you're not actually getting paid for it, was a lot more common. Over time, a lot of artists have felt more and more negative towards this because, hey, you could be wasting your time putting effort into an art piece that's not going to do anything for you, that a company then owns, that you're going to get stickers and a potential plastic guitar out of instead of money for your time and effort, right? Cool, yes, it might be good to have on your resume, but you're not even guaranteed that by putting time into it, right? In today's day and age, when artists are already being looked down at a lot of the time, or their work is being replaced by generative AI, it feels like a big, I'm not reading the room type moment from them. And hey, maybe I'm being too harsh on them just because I've already been predisposed to dislike Hyperkin in the past. I'll be completely upfront and say that. But I saw that support I almost said sport. All right. Sticker art competition. Support art competition. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
In a way.
support art. Yeah. The sticker art competition or whatever it's called from them completely made me turn my nose up immediately. Like, I don't know. They're already late to the table. Now they're saying, "Hey, give us your art. Maybe we'll give you a guitar." Am I being too harsh?
I don't think so.
I don't know. There's two ways to look at it.
There is two ways to look at it, and I think it's pretty, I'd say, fantastically put. As in, like it's a weird like read the room moment, like not reading the room type thing, because like.
Which they've been known to not be able to read the room in the past with this community.
This sort of thing, yeah, like that sort of thing. I know many talented artists, and to look at it that way, to look at it in a way like I'm just gonna like waste my time, or like to understand that it's all for potential. It's all up in the air. You don't know until the results actually happen. Yeah, like, you're looking at it that way, it's just shit that's a little damning. It is. But I think there's also another way to, I don't know, like, how else would they could have done a community-made sticker sheet type of thing. We did talk about something like that at some point when we had Leon. How would it have gone any other way? I think asking for the community for like art pieces in general is always going to be like a slippery slope. So no, you're probably like, you put it pretty well, just in saying like it's like maybe not a reading the room type of deal. I don't know. I have no clue. I have no idea.
I'm not an artist, so I can't really speak to how
Not
artists
either,
might feel about.
I may have been like
hard
ultra
and-
yap there for a second, but it's like, bro, that's a conversation to have. It is.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Hey,
a very
artists,
two
comment
sides of
below.
the coin.
Give your take.
One side is a negative. Oh, well, they should just be paying artists then. But then the other side, because they're getting free work and they're just giving a guitar, whatever. And the other side is like, oh, I'm an artist. That'd be kind of cool. I'll do that. I'll dedicate an hour to making it a piece, whatever. It's up to the person,
think about it.
the
It's like,
artist that's submitting it, however
got,
they want
like,
to react to it. If they be
a
pissed
free
that they
hour
won't
or
get paid
two
for
to
it, then
doodle something.
Don't do it.
A free hour or two to doodle something that'd be sick as a sticker to go on a controller.
At the end of the day, art is a really big passion project.
Art is what you make of it.
The art is what you make of it. You can just have fun with it. It doesn't, with no real promise of being paid for your work, just for funsies. And if it happens, it happens. That's one way to look at it. Or you could look at it in a
slippery
more
slope there, though, right? Because
There
that's
is.
every hobby.
Dude, it's such a
there
slippery
is that
slope.
is every
Yeah.
hobby. That is very true. But I mean,
Every hobby's like
that's
that.
how I approached YouTube at start. I didn't want to.
But
I didn't do it because I wanted to make money.
I
was
don't
like,
go
this
on.
looks
I
cool, fuck it.
barely. I think about it. It's like people who decide to take on Twitch streaming, right? You go in expecting money, like you're not doing
That's
it
the
right.
wrong thing. It's like, oh, this could be fun. What if
And
that
that's
would
the
work?
slippery slope, right?
If it works, then there's
But
money.
you're
And then it
making
changes
when
your
you
brain.
when you're a Twitch streamer, you decide to make art. You're streaming for
In a
free.
way.
You're making content for free. In a way, you know. Yeah, Yeah, do you expect to get paid then?
No, it's
You
working
decide
for eyeballs.
you want to do something like that.
And this is
I don't
some way
know.
to get eyeballs. Whether or not that's worth your time, that's the thing that you need to make. I don't know. We've been yapping about art for too long. Let's get back to the guitar.
I
Right.
agree entirely.
So if you want,
Yeah,
you
could
can
you
submit
just
some
cut
art.
where I'm stuttering because that was embarrassing.
No,
Holy fuck.
no cuts whatsoever.
Bro, I
We're-
said
we're
support
raw.
instead of sticker, so it's like it's okay. We all make
Yeah,
some
put a dicker
fuck-ups.
on your guitar.
Yeah, man, we're raw. There's something that you mentioned earlier about the
Dicker?
3D printed things. I have it on the video now. They have a custom
good.
3D printed sort of like wings thing for this guitar. That's a completely different design. It doesn't look like a Telecaster at all. That's fucking cool with a different headstock. It's like
I think that
water
that's
and
awesome.
fish
yeah.
themed.
Like,
Fuck it. I'm
Koi
going to
fish?
say it now. I'm going to say it now because I'm going to reveal it tonight when this episode doesn't actually drop. By the time this episode drops, people are already going to know about it. On this version of the guitar, this prototype that I have, there is a switch on the back that says XBL, and that stands for Xbox Legacy. And so you know what that means? This means that this will work on the Xbox 360.
natively.
It will just work on the Xbox 360.
Native.
Wired.
no idea how they pulled that off.
How
I
the
don't
fuck
know
did
how
do
they
that,
pulled
huh?
that off.
No idea.
They
considering Cracked apparently
They
can't do
said
it.
that it was okay. They said it was okay for me to talk about. I did not know about this until I received the controller, and it blew my fucking mind.
Here's
It's
my
the-
question
the- the-
instantly.
You've tested
Drakong
it.
InfinaKore, it
How?
works on Xbox 360.
So Hyperkin,
How?
since they do a lot of the retro stuff, it makes me wonder if they have a bit more of an in with Microsoft to do that kind of thing, right? Because
They
already
have
make
done
what I'm
retro
officially,
shit.
officially licensed Xbox 360 controllers that work on the
Exactly.
Xbox Series.
So maybe they get a little bit of special treatment there that Microsoft isn't really willing to give to anybody else. You know,
How long has Hyperkin been around?
they've been around
a
for
while,
a long time.
quite a
Yeah.
while.
Been around for a long time.
They're established, you know.
How yeah, they've been making retro controller stuff for
And from what I understand, to be honest, like they've gotten a lot better over the
since
years. Like, their quality.
2006. That's when the 360 fucking. That's when the 360 fucking came out, man.
Oh, man, it was actually
Wow.
2005.
So I mean,
Sorry.
That's what came
I
out to
don't know,
everybody
dude.
else, bro.
I don't know. I think it's insane. Like, you're not going to need a adapter or nothing. Hell,
I'll give them kudos for that.
I was
Yeah,
able
that
to
is really
have
cool.
this
No,
thing
I think
plugged in.
that's awesome.
So that's where the USB-C port is, and they sent me a angled USB-C adapter. It's just USB-C to USB-A, and so I think that's what they're using in the IGN video too. And so that's how it is used wired. On the headstock, if you flip this down, that's where the wireless receiver is.
That's a cool
Oh.
spot to put it.
Just
I don't,
comes
I
out.
don't
I mean,
mind
that's
that.
cool
actually
spot,
kind of
and
a
it-
great spot. I'm not gonna lie.
It also it will never accidentally come up because there's no fucking way, unless your name is Randy Lady Man and you decide to play like that for some fucking reason, then it'll accidentally come off. Randy is probably the only person that could probably do that while still hitting the Flames intro. You know what I mean?
I didn't know he did some crazy things with the sounds like that.
At
He
fucking
does.
300. You know what I mean? So he plays like that. But there's no way that that's actually going to come off. But the 360 stuff blew my mind. And now
yeah, that's
you're
interesting.
probably wondering, do the solo buttons work the way solo buttons do? It works on Guitar Hero 2 and 3. So these solo buttons are just extra buttons.
Yes.
The
For those
D-pad
who
right
don't
here
know,
works.
Guitar Hero 2 and 3 do not support Rock Band guitars in any capacity. If you have
Yeah.
a Rock Band 1 Strat, can't use it on Guitar Hero 2 or 3. It just doesn't work. Guitar Aerosmith changed that. So that means that this Drakong guitar is being recognized as not a Rock Band guitar, because if it was, Guitar Hero 2 and 3 wouldn't work. So it's Guitar Hero guitar.
Yarg told me X input Guitar Hero guitar.
X input guitar is what Yarg identifies as. So when it's an Xbox Legacy mode, it's a Guitar Hero
Yeah.
guitar. But when it's a
So
regular
probably,
Xbox
like,
mode,
Probably an Explorer or something, or just something really basic. Not even none of the guitars actually show up on Yarg as X input Guitar Hero guitar. I don't think. I think it's using some some sort of like legacy,
some sort of like custom device,
some
descriptor.
legacy custom version, or it's just Microsoft's regular. Okay, it's not branded. It doesn't belong to Activision. It doesn't belong to Harmonix. It doesn't belong to any of those guys. It's just X
some
input
generic thing.
guitar. It's crazy that it just said X input Guitar Hero guitar, not X input
that is
guitar.
interesting. It is interesting.
X input guitar controller.
That could be
but it says
prototype
Guitar
shit, too.
Hero.
Yeah, I
So
have a-
yeah, it could be prototype stuff. So I don't know. The pre-production stuff, these things happen.
Okay, so here's a question. You said it comes up as generic Guitar Hero guitar?
X input
All
Guitar
right.
Hero guitar. Yeah.
So this is completely off subject, but I'm just curious if any of you guys know this. I have no clue. Like Genericide. When a brand's name is too generic, like Zipper, and they lose access to the brand because so many people. If everybody's been calling these guitars Guitar Hero guitars, but there's not been an official Guitar Hero guitar in over 10 years.
Could they like lose a patent or something?
I'm assuming, aren't we actually getting close to that? I think that's 10 years on the trademark.
I have no idea.
Potentially.
Hey, any
I think
lawyers
it
in
is.
the chat, let us know down there. How long do we
to my
have to
lawyers.
wait? Don't tell Activision about this because they're gonna do some stupid Guitar Hero shit and ruin our hopes and dreams. I want to use Guitar Hero interchangeably with Rock Band and with anything else. I want fucking Kleenex and not tissues. I want fucking Band-Aids and not bandages. I want fucking zippers instead of sort of locking whatever device. What's the non-generic zipper? What if not
Zipper
named brand zipper?
was the name, right?
Yeah,
And
but
then
what's the device called?
interlocking teeth.
I don't know if Zipper's the brand for whatever that is. What the fuck came before Zipper? Regardless, that's besides the point.
Okay, so the trademarks
Any
are granted
Zipper
for,
fanatics out there?
Yeah, Zipper fans, yeah.
They're granted for a period of 10 years, can be renewed indefinitely. But genericide occurs when a trademarked term becomes the common way to refer to a product.
We would need some judges to be able to make that determination.
I mean, I don't know. In that
If you're a
IGN
judge,
video, they
comment
keep
below.
on
Judges,
calling
comment
guitar
down below.
controllers Guitar Hero controllers. Like
That's what I'm saying,
or
right?
they
Like,
keep calling
yeah,
the frets
like-
Guitar Hero style. And so I was like,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. That's really interesting.
The
I'm
hell else
curious.
you call it, man?
Side thing, it's interesting that they said that it works on Guitar Hero, Rock Band, Clone Hero, and Yarg, and Fortnite Festival. We're getting all these like names now.
All of them.
Clone Hero and
They-
Yarg are being specifically named, which is cool. But
on the
Yeah, baby.
on the
They
website
worked
it
with the
says
Clone
yet
Hero
another
folks.
rhythm game. They put
Yeah,
they
this
put
is
the full
yet
name.
another
They put
rhythm
the
game.
actual
The
name, yeah.
full name, the
government.
government name.
Yeah.
The government name. The lead agent's government name is yet another rhythm game. That is his government name.
that's so funny.
Crazy.
No, I mean, well, hold on. I was about to pivot off into something else entirely. What else did we want to talk about with the guitar? Because I literally have it right here.
I have this up. You don't have it, however, but in the video, the IGN video, they show that they designed the strum bar in a way where there's notches on the side so that you can like
Yes.
make attachments for it. And here they have an attachment that is like a pick style strum bar. So you can put this on top of the strum bar, and there's like this tab that sits up almost to emulate a guitar pick.
Cool as shit.
So you can, pick it kind of differently. You might be able to like do some crazy shit with that. You might be able to flick that thing all sorts of crazy ways with your rake strumming type of things. I don't know.
Or just like, and if you're just a vibro strummer and you like play
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
what I was saying.
or
Like, to have,
something.
like,
Well,
like the
you could-
taller it gets, like the easier you can vibro strum.
No, it'd be
you know?
harder
Yeah.
because you have
You
a
think
longer
so?
range of motion. You have to physically move your
well-
hand more to make it strum. Imagine putting a
I can see
fucking
that.
ruler on
Well,
top of your strum
okay,
bar. You have
hold
to move
on,
your ruler
hold
this far
on.
to make it strum.
hold on. I have the guitar right here.
Fucking
The
do it.
travel
then.
distance
Put it
to
to the
strum,
test.
the travel distance to strum down
The
and
treble
up
distance.
is treble distance. It's really, it's like short. It's like
Yeah, I'm not a
short
huge
travel
fan of
distance.
It
really
doesn't matter.
short
This is
travel.
physics,
See it
bro.
move.
The more you get higher, it's going to take longer range of motion for it to actually actuate. That's just how physics works. Take
This
a
is-
damn drumstick on a guitar. I have to
Pros
move
and
my
cons,
hand.
old
I have to move my
control.
hand this far to make it strum, but if I have a drumstick on there, I got to fucking like that. Don't you get it?
Like the old control freaks.
I'm ready for it to just see a triangle, like this, and then just go insane.
Remember the adapters
rip
you
it at
put on the
the-
joystick and you'd have
Control
to, like,
freaks.
Yeah, the control freaks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that,
Yeah,
but for
yeah.
the strum bar.
Yeah, except
love
for
Control
not
Freaks.
really because control freaks were taller, so you could have a more accurate movement, so you could aim better. This is just a strum. It's just up or down. It's not much of a point in doing that. But
Control
it's
freak
just
strum
crazy.
bar.
Control freak strum bar is
In
insane.
2025.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
no,
I noticed like when Alec was pressing the frets that it seems like the switches are full travel, which obviously community mods can fix that, but I really think it would be better for Hyperkin themselves to like add a little bit of preload to the frets to like help lower the total travel, because shocks are low profile, but they, for playing Guitar Hero, like they do have a fair amount of travel. Like the good thing about the cracked guitar is they made their own custom switches and they have a much lower travel distance than your typical low profile switch. So it would be good if maybe like Hyperkin kind of looks into that,
I think
it's still early. I mean, they say on the
said
website
they're like
2026.
quite a ways away.
2026.
They gave me some.
That could be 18 months from now. That's the range of time we
They
have
gave
until
me
December
some,
2026.
I think they gave me some like clear switches and then some clicky switches to just
The clear
experiment
switches
with.
are probably like silvers, I think. Which I
Yeah,
have
or
some.
silver, something like that.
Yeah, they're
to
40
reduce
grams.
reduce travel distance or just make it even faster or something. Like I just think that's really cool. I think that's great without opening up the guitar. It's just you can fucking have whatever you want.
It has a lot of good ideas. Like I actually, like don't get me wrong. Like I think Hyperkin fucked up. Like I think that they didn't. This community is like so used to being fucked over that like it's really hard to trust people, right? And so Hyperkin would have done themselves a big service if they had just done a little bit more research in the general community to figure out like what makes these people tick. Because if they had known, I think that they could have avoided a lot of the heat that they got.
110,000%. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, and like, look, it's like there's, Hyperkin is evidently a smaller company, and like, there's real people behind this company. People are like, oh, fuck the corporation. Like, there's real people behind this company, and like, I don't want to sit here and like just shit on them. Like, I think constructive criticism is important, and so, do I agree with like the way that they went about things before what they did? Absolutely not. But do I think they have a chance to redeem themselves? I do think so. And I would like ultimately to see that, but it's going to take a lot of effort on their part to do that.
There's already a lot of steps in the right direction from what I'm seeing. This is very much emulating the cracked type of approach to a guitar where universal compatibility is important. Because there's an Xbox version, there's a multi-platform version. Remind you of anything?
Yeah.
Pretty similar to that.
Yeah.
So theoretically, these guitars will have just as much or more compatibility than the cracked guitar because of this native Xbox 360 support, which is very cool, and I appreciate that. And the fact that it's not just a rebranded Wii guitar, just with the name slapped on. It's something completely different, brand new design. They're trying different things. I respect that. Moddable, you can 3D print your shit. They're going to release this stuff. It's highly
not
customizable.
easy to design.
Those sound cool. I
Yeah.
mean, there's potential here. Well, it'll take a lot to convince me that it's actually really good and I can put my name behind it. But I'm open. I'm open to seeing. I want to play on it. How does it feel? What will people do with it? Well, I don't know. I'm open to it. I'm open.
You guys are all hitting the exact same thoughts I have. I am very much. I'm critical right now, and that doesn't mean I want them to fail. If anything, I want them to do better.
Absolutely.
Right. It's just that the prior experiences have me very cautious.
Yes.
And again, people have said rising tide lifts all boats. Cool. If they nail it.
Yes.
Right? I'm glad they're talking to Alec. I'm glad they're talking to the Clone Hero folks. That's a good start.
Having the STLs is big. People love to be creative and they love to show things off on social media.
That's by far my favorite part.
When this thing drops, people are going to make some ridiculous stuff and make some silly videos with these ridiculous designs.
And you know what? That's just going to call more attention to the game.
And you know what? That's how I feel about Guitar Hero. That's how I felt when World Tour Definitive Edition dropped. We were all going, where the fuck is all the features? Why aren't you fixing the game? You're just putting silly characters in with all the songs that already exist.
That's back when Milo had.
How are you finding this fun?
Like Guitar Hero 2 Deluxe is way cooler than this.
I wouldn't even say it was like Milo. It was mostly just people looking at it that were already playing like Clone Hero, and you know what? Probably some of the Milo Hacks people too. It was happening. This was like 2021.
Back in early, 2021 when GH2 Deluxe first launched, and then World Tour Definitive Edition was things like, man, we're doing it way better than that. Look at all the cool features, the quality of life. There's silly characters in there. It's way more than that now. It's way more than. It is way more
than that now. But you know what World Tour Definitive Edition did? Probably fucking inspired the hell out of Epic to make Fortnite Festival because they saw
I'd be surprised
how animated those characters were looking playing Hotel California, playing
it was just straight goofy,
playing Hot for Teacher. It was just straight goofy.
Like
those
videos,
and they were going viral.
And they were going viral online.
Mega viral.
And that's the parallel that I'm getting. You see this guitar, and then you're going to be able to do whatever you want with it. We're gonna see people do some really cool stuff, some really silly stuff, and it's going to blow up.
I hope so.
I
hope you're right.
With the STLs being out there. I hope you're right too.
I really see that happen.
I mean, I think he is.
I
think he is right already. Honestly,
I think about the baseball bat guy. with the strumming with the dual shock, and then the fucking
Yeah, didn't you do that
the
too?
fucking
You know what you
make
mean?
You know what I mean?
Out of a dual shock.
Rudism. You remember Rudism?
Yeah. And Rudism. Yes.
Yeah.
I always literally he's always doing the wrong controller thing. So it's
Rock
I
Band
think of
guitar
him.
on Rocket
I
League.
immediately thought of him. I want to say a year ago he 3D printed an Explorer himself. Like
yeah.
he designed one. He did a whole build from scratch or something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was using existing things, but he gets his hands on this thing. I can see him using it to make some cool stuff.
Yeah, Rudism's always been a little ahead of the curve.
Oh yeah.
First Overwatch game playing with bananas, with Winston, right? Like did the
A classic.
Oh,
the electric wires to the bananas, playing with the bananas.
Yeah, that could be cool.
You know?
one thing.
Yeah.
One thing I want to touch on again really quick is the 360 stuff, right? The legacy mode. I think that, like, obviously, yeah, like we're all surprised that they were able to do that because we were like, oh, crack can't do that.
And
But
happy.
I think that,
Thank you. It's awesome.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
I
Yeah.
think that the way to look at that, if people are going to be upset that the crack guitar doesn't have it, I think a really good way to look at it personally is that Cracked wants the modders to continue just as much as Hyperkin clearly does with their design, and like adapters are going to be able to sell and stuff, and you'll be able to use the Crack guitar with that on 360, and so it's not necessarily like a bad thing because you still get to support community members, to get that extra compatibility. But I'll also be the first to admit that having it baked in is superior.
It is nice.
It's just plain and simple. It's superior.
Superior in what way? Superior for most people,
Superior
just because
for
you can plug it
people
in.
who don't know better.
Yeah, for people who know better. But if you do know better, the RetroCult Mods mini host is still better because you don't have to get your Xbox edition of your InfinaKong.
No, and you get so much more out of it. You can
InfinaKore.
use it for fucking anything. It's
yeah, you
not
can
just
use it
a
on
crack
anything,
guitar.
anywhere, and you can make it a keyboard. There's no word on a key jam type of mode on this guitar yet.
The baked-in 360 on this guitar is going to be huge for just bros who get an Xbox, and then they just
it is Xbox
they down a
360
guitar.
Summer after all.
It's Xbox 360 Summer right
Xbox
now,
360 Summer, baby.
and they
Let's
want to
go.
just use a guitar, no mumbo jumbo. That's awesome. They can pick that up.
Yeah,
But
and that's always
when
the thing.
when this guitar comes out, right? It's not Xbox 360 Summer when this guitar drops. I don't know when it's
Well,
going
we
to
just
come
need
out.
to do it
Then
again.
it'll be Xbox 360 Summer 2026.
Right,
Two.
correct.
Xbox
Yeah,
361.
Xbox 360 Summer.
This is only the beginning.
Right. So like, it'll benefit. Okay, well, I'm trying to dial back what I was going to say. We're at the crossroads of like hobby and enthusiast.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that's always been a thing with
that's
Guitar
a really
Hero.
good way to put this because this guitar is very much both. It'll fit.
Hobby
It'll just
and
It's the
work.
best of both
It's gonna fit
worlds.
Yeah, it'll
They're the
work
best of
just
both.
natively on most consoles and platforms. You can just plug it in, it works. But also the enthusiast can make it their own and customize
I also
it and
have
3D print shit.
I also have no doubt that they're going to have the
swap the
PS3 version because
switches.
they can already have PS3 guitars.
Very
With
true.
the
Hyper
Black
Jammer?
Yeah, I
Hyper
didn't even think
Strummer.
about that.
Yeah, the Hyper. Yeah,
Hyper
whatever.
Jammer.
Yeah, that thing. PS3
That's the Hyper Jammer.
PC
It's got a
one.
fucking
You know-
adapter in the Wiimote slot, bro.
It's kind of reminding me of the Riftmaster in a way because the Riftmaster it only works on PlayStation 4 and 5 and it only works on Xbox Series and Xbox One. That's it. But you could use adapters to unlock more capabilities. So it's like the plug and play ease of access for the low information user, not the power user that knows about RetroCult mods, knows about the mini host, how I can do it anywhere. Just plug it in and it works. This thing will do that. But PDP just went about it in such a different way, in a worse way, I'll say. Like
I think they rushed the shit out of that thing.
they
man.
rushed the shit out of it, and they just took an old design of the Jaguar and put it into a new body. That's all they did.
They also
And
didn't
then-
do as well of communicating, right? Like
No.
they
No.
paid
There was
certain people
none.
to like make videos, but there was no direct communication to the
Yeah,
community.
and this is what I was going to go into next. Cracked and Hyperkin, sorry, Drakong. They are very much on their own island over here because they are months ahead of when they're planning on shipping these, and they're putting out, hey, look at this, we have this. What do you think? What's your feedback? This is a prototype. We're using community
The way to
feedback
do it, man.
to guide our design. So that's really cool. Love that. Thank you, Cracked. Thank you, Drakong, for that. PDP, they just has like, hey, here's a guitar.
It's finished.
It's for you.
Here you
It's
go.
finished. Would you please promote this for us? and we're like, new guitar! Yes! Awesome! Finally, a new guitar! Hopefully this
They took advantage of us
inspires
for
other
that.
manufacturers to make new guitars too. Again, we
And it
talked
did.
about this before with Cracked. Now we have 2 new fucking manufacturers of guitars, and both of these guitars look way better than the Riffmaster. I'm sorry.
Hey, where's the Razor guitar? Corsair guitar? Where are they?
Well, the PDP guitar,
AMD guitar.
they took advantage of what we wanted in the community, but we were right in that it did inspire other companies to come out with new guitars,
Mhm.
right? It was worth it, even though I do feel like we had to kind of take a little bit on the chin for the Riffmaster because of some of the things.
A
that came
little
out from it.
bit? We got uppercut and slammed on the ground.
Right on the chin. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
there are still
That
people
shit
today
was-
that are saying, "Oh, but you guys shilled the fuck out of the Riftmaster." It's like, were you listening back then?
No.
Were you listening
weren't.
Was
when we
worth
were
it.
saying, "Hey, this is a good entry for when more and better guitars will come out. This is a great stepping stone to get people back into the game." Look where we are now.
And
I
hey,
need to go
and look
back
where
to those
we
old
are.
episodes and grab clips of that and just make a compilation
Sure.
of us saying exactly that because people aren't
The
getting it through their thick
Griffmaster
fucking
montage.
skulls.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, because people they love to conveniently leave that piece of information out, make us look bad.
And hey,
Whatever.
I
You
will
don't know any
gladly-
better.
I will gladly say right now, I'm skeptical on Drakong, but if they come out with the best guitar controller ever, I will gladly eat crow. Right? I am saying
Totally.
this just based on the experiences that we've had so far. And again, I've seen us get burned over and over time and time again. Cracked hasn't burned us, right?
Not
He's
yet. They
still
might.
making Riffmaster.
I got my eye on you.
Tomorrow.
John Cracked, we're watching you.
I'm watching you all the time.
But again, there's an okay. It's okay to be skeptical. It
Yes.
is. And if you're excited about this new guitar, awesome. If you're skeptical about it, that's okay too. We're all just wanting more options for the community and more ways for people to play the games we love. We all want the same thing.
Yes, it's a net benefit. It is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
like I think excitement, no matter if the thing ends up being a piece of shit, I think you should still be excited because it's like
Still could give other
We-
people opportunity.
we're back. Like, you know, we're on the uprise. Like, it's happening.
No,
You know?
genuinely.
I truly believe that we are so back in the sense that it's just going to be a climbing graph for the next couple
Who
of years.
knows what else is being cooked right now?
Seriously.
Yeah, we had no fucking idea about this guitar until today. Well, except for
Yes.
Alec.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I like people. I had like 3, 4
I had
people DM
none
me,
of us knew
be
this
like,
was
"Did you
coming.
know
This
about this?"
announcement
And I
happened.
was like,
None of us.
They're like, "Do you know about this?" I'm like, "No, I didn't
No,
fucking
I had
know."
no
And
clue.
apparently,
It was
Alex
a
had it this
surprise.
whole time. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I was at his house. And
like-
he's a good boy. He kept up his end of the bargain. I respect that.
Mhm.
Shit's serious.
But like,
Thanks for that kit, JP. There's the
Oh
kitted
yeah,
guitar.
you're welcome.
It's really
JP
nice.
can come out.
Yeah.
If you bring up a good point
really
though,
cool.
like we are so back. We now have 3 individual guitar manufacturers that have made a new guitar in the past year and a half. This is this is unprecedented since the beginning. Like
Over a decade.
over a decade. When
Actually,
I
sorry.
say we're so back,
Sorry.
literally never
Next,
been more back.
I want to say next year will be a decade since the last since the Jag. And that was the last
Jag was
like
2016, but even
That
that,
was 16.
I don't really count
Even
that
then.
because like Guitar Hero Live had the 6 fret guitar that kind of was a bleh, and Rock Band 4 was just more of the same. It was just the same Strat, but it works on an Xbox One and PS4. Jag is the same thing, but it has a foldable neck. Blah blah blah. But like that also came out with a game with Rock Band 4. There's no
Mhm.
game except Fortnite Festival. That didn't come with Guitar Hero. There's just a bunch of there's Fortnite Festival. There's Guitar Hero. There's Rock Band. There's Clone Hero. There's Yarg. These guitars are just coming out to support that community, the community that's already
community.
existed.
Which is what we were begging for years.
Yes, and now like
we were begging.
back in the day,
Please.
you wouldn't have just had a guitar come out of nowhere willy nilly, and then we didn't really. There was a bunch of like third party bullshit guitars, but those are different class. Those are cash grabs. I don't think any of these are a cash grab. The closest one to a cash grab would be PDP because they're just like, oh really, Fortnite Festival? We have an old guitar. We could just make it a new guitar. But it's still fine. It didn't feel like shit. It felt fine. It was a good Rock Band guitar. I'll still say it was the best Rock Band guitar I've ever felt.
I
No,
agree.
I
lying.
agree.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just-
to this
totally
day,
agree.
I just
still-
prefer
it's
guitar
still the
over
best
guitar.
rock
Style
band guitar
without
Yeah.
a doubt.
ever used. And now, what I call the InfinaKore rock band guitar?
It seems like a
It's
hybrid.
more Rock Band than Guitar Hero
It's
looks
more
like.
rock band than Guitar Hero, but I don't know if I would call it a rock band guitar.
Is it just
I
somewhere
don't think
in
it
between?
is.
It's just
kinda?
it's
It's
a secret third
somewhere in
option.
between.
So it's a
It's-
Warriors.
you know
will
what
say,
it's-
it
Warriors
looks
of Rock
fucking
Band?
tall, bro.
Warriors of Rock
Band.
That's incredible.
That's a good one.
Actually,
The
though,
Warriors of Rock Band guitar. Yeah. Yeah, that
Hey,
has
you
a
just-
ring
you
to
just-
it. I like
Just
that.
invented shit. Congrats. That's a good
secret
slogan.
third
Warriors
option.
of Rock Band.
You got zingers
Yeah.
today, Jason.
I've always had the
Yeah.
naming. The naming is something I'm good with.
Yeah, you're really good at that. Your brain works in mysterious ways, and I like it a lot.
It has moments. It has moments. Most of the time, it's
It
just
does.
garbage heap on the side, like on fire. But,
Hey,
but
sometimes those are
every so
funny.
often.
I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I dropped that
10%.
when I dropped when the
Yeah, the blue
frets fell
fret's
over that
gone,
second
right?
time. I can't find the blue
half an hour. It's gone. They
Yeah,
got to
I-
they got to
I'm
figure out some
looking
sort of
over.
locking mechanism for that for the final. Some sort of like Nintendo
Hey, you know,
Switch
these things are
sort of-
pre-production. These things happen. You know, it's just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people on other servers saying the thing looks terrible. Guys, sometimes pre-production stuff just looks bad. I'm just gonna be real with you.
Yeah,
Sometimes it just looks fucking bad. Like
hold on.
it is like it takes a while to get to Rome. You know,
If-
like
If these guys, okay, if this company is as small as they say they are, right? The people working there, the communication
Oh, I know what
issues
that
make
is.
a lot more sense, right?
Totally.
Like
Mhm.
some of the issues they're doing, like the pictures that are way too close, and you can see how jaggedy some of the production is. Like
Yeah.
I've seen some of those pictures floating around.
oh yeah, one of these.
Oh yeah,
doesn't look
the
like
frets,
the other.
right?
Yeah, so this is is like the latest prototype of the crack guitar, the Pilot 3 of the Black Tribal Encore. This is an actual real ass prototype. This is not even made with tools from China. This was made with a CNC machine, and they painted this to look like the final. It comes across well on camera because it's just black, and this is pretty much fine. But trust me, looking in person, this
It's not
looks
great.
and feels like ass compared to this, which is supposedly the final one that's going into mass production. This feels fantastic. It looks fantastic, and it plays fantastic. This doesn't. This is a real ass prototype, and it's bad. I hated playing on it, but it was really cool because it was the first one I had. But like,
Dude, the strum switches
much has
are
changed.
so bad.
super heavy on this thing. So much has changed. If I took this apart, it's just like plain tan plastic. Like it's not black like this all the
Natural.
way through.
Yeah.
This is a prototype, and now I understand.
Bro's still looking for the
why-
blue fret.
I understand why the InfinaKore might not look great because I have experience with an actual prototype guitar right here.
Yo, I need a new blue
understand
button.
the process. I understand it.
I need a new blue button. Can't find
Speaking
it.
of buttons, one common thing that I've heard is that it kind of looks like a toy, and I agree.
Yes.
It does
I
look kind
agree.
of toyish, but again, that goes
the
back to the same
headstock looks
point.
like a toy, bro.
Headstock looks like a toy. They
It
could do
does.
better on that, but at the same time, prototype is probably CNC. They have no tooling from China. Probably this is not like
Or
this
it's
is
resin
not
printed.
official.
I think a lot of that's resin
Or that.
printed, man. Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm just talking about my ass.
Well, they
But
show in the video. They show a segment where like they've got a whole room of fucking resin printers and stuff. You know.
they do. Yeah, they
So I
do.
think
show
a lot of that
video.
is like in house in the U.S.
maybe so.
not in China. You know.
Oh, it's definitely in-house for right now, like the prototyping stage. But one thing that I think that would make the guitar look better and less toy-like is the fret buttons. Make them like the color of the neck and have.
Yeah.
That'd be cool as shit.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Don't
that'd
just
make it
bite
look
their
like
shit. Don't bite their
This
shit
is like
and do exactly
Gitadora.
this. But like,
Bro, the frets. You know what? I'll compare them to Gitadora frets. I like those frets.
let me pull up a Gitadora.
I do
Yeah,
think
the
those frets
Gitadora
are
frets
very.
don't feel bad. The strum bar feels like ass, but not the
Those frets are pretty good.
but-
Like if they
Yeah.
were cared, if the Gitadora frets were cared for and they're easier to slide on, there you go.
the
InfinaKore.
Drakong ones look very forbidden Jolly Rancher. I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah,
they
I
kind of
think
do.
the
Yeah.
colors.
Oh, I'm talking
too,
about
like,
the feel. I'm talking about the feel. But if they made it the colors of the neck, then
Yeah,
it would
I
it would
think that
give me
they need to
Gitadora
change
vibes. I
the-
think they should do that. Like
I
I
that'd be
think
cool.
they
can see
need
it.
to they need to kind of hue shift the colors a little bit. Right?
Yeah, they're
I
too,
think
like,
that's part of the
saturated.
problem. Like, do you guys one of the models of the Explorer, like the worst one, it has like a darker blue button. Like I never liked how those
Yeah,
looked.
man. Oh man, I used to
Never
use that
liked
one
how
all the
that
time.
looked.
That
Yeah,
shit looked
and, like,
awful.
that reminds me
Oh,
of
it's my- I
the
don't know
Bad
my
Explorer.
Explorers.
It reminds me of the Bad Explorer, genuinely. You know,
Oh,
like I
I can't find the blue, so
I don't think it looks like it doesn't look like Fisher Price, so to speak. It's above that, but I think
Well, there's the
Yeah, like-
fret buttons next to the SG.
Yeah,
Like,
this
you
is what
see
the-
how much deeper colors there are.
This is what the
Yeah,
fret
like-
colors remind me of.
yeah.
It looks like the React rocker. Like that green, very
Oh
much a
my
similar
God.
green. Like the colors are just slightly off from what I expect, and it reminds me of this. And this is bad memories.
I can
Those
see
look
it.
pretty. You know, yeah, I'll say it again. And these things
Blue and
pre-production.
crack
You already
one.
know.
Yeah, again, it's pre-production, guys.
These
not done yet.
pre-production.
It won't
These
be
things-
done
things
for
are
up
like
to
this.
18 months.
You know,
Who
the
knows?
And like the cracked controllers, the one that I used at IGN in February, that one is extremely washed out compared to close to final.
Again, that was another one that's much like the one that I had. That's CNC.
That's the one right there.
Mhm.
That's the one I used at IGN. So
that's cool. You should frame that.
Yeah, like the like this shit.
I'm gonna be framing a bunch of these.
This is like way more washed out on that one. You know, whereas like the art on this one looks so much better. It's crazy how much better it is.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is just like I was able to see it just like side by side. I was like, damn, that is really washed out compared to the these latest prototypes that we have. But that's why these things need time to cook. And
dude,
marinate.
making this shit's hard, man.
It's fucking hard.
People,
dude. There's a
like
lot
designing
of
a whole ass guitar controller. I mean, like, really, again, credit the Hyperkin for making something like genuinely original and outside the box.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an easy thing to do. I understand why it took so long, but the best advice I can give them, I understand as a company, typically things are worked on internally. They're not shared publicly for a long time. But unfortunately, with the Guitar Hero community, these people are so fragmented and traumatized from being burned over the years that, like genuinely, so traumatized that, like, that's why they got the reaction that they did.
That and
because,
we've kind of developed our own guitars in a way for the past 5-6 years that we've just gotten accustomed to. We have a very high level, like, standard of quality that we expect
the
from a guitar
standards
nowadays.
got up quite a bit.
which is
and
painfully
no
ironic because
disrespect-
that all
No
came
disrespect
from.
to any company like Hyperkin. We know more than you about what a guitar feels like, how it should feel, how good it should feel, how it should play. We just know more than you, so please let us help you. I want to help you. I want to provide my feedback. I want to help you make this guitar good because I believe that it can be a good guitar. You have good bones
100%.
here. And not just us. It doesn't have to be me. I'm not being selfish. Anybody. Listen to people, top players. Go search on Twitch, search on YouTube, search on TikTok for people that are playing these games. Good players. Talk to them.
I had someone who I
Acai.
haven't spoken to in 10 years come to me and go like, hey, I got my Riff Master and I can go working on Clone here, but not Fortnite. Like, what's going on? I'm like, I have not spoken to you since high school. You're a completely different person now. You're asking me about Riff Master on Clone Hero? What the fuck happened?
Damn,
what
that's
happened?
crazy.
That's insane, right? That's insane.
Is
Like,
that the
literally, the
person that
previous
we
message
know that you
before
just talked
this was something having to do with high school.
That's crazy.
That was the previous message before this one.
That's insane.
Wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't
that crazy?
Dude,
That's pretty cool.
Dude, I a couple like a year or two ago, my old babysitter from when I was a kid messaged me on Facebook being like, "Hey, so like my nephew wants to get in the Guitar Hero." And I was looking at these like this thing and it was like Guitar Hero Live dongles. I was like, "Don't buy that." Like, but it's like people coming to me and it's like, bro, you literally babysat me when I was a kid, and now you're asking me for help. But it's like, yes, that drives Alec's point across. Is like, you guys know how to make a controller. Knowing what makes a controller feel good and being able to make a controller for mass manufacturing are two completely different things. But when you combine those two pieces of knowledge together, like Crack did, then you're gonna get something really good.
You gotta get some real A in there, okay?
Yeah,
like you
A.
have to get some genuine A in there. And I'm not saying that there's not genuine A that's put in there.
Oh
like,
no, there is.
I think that thing is beautiful. I think it's great what they're doing. I think that's awesome in that in that field of
listen,
guitar,
it's a spectrum.
that type of guitar.
You gotta get a wide spectrum of people on the A.
It's a wide spectrum. Okay? Not even poking fun. This is legit.
No,
this is real. This is how big this scene is.
I'm a big fan of these things. Can you tell? I'm a big fan of plastic guitars. I know it's good about them.
I kind
I
of
know
like
it's bad
it.
about them.
I think I do.
I kind of like it. It's all right. It's all right, I suppose.
I played it like
I got
once,
like 3 unreleased controllers over there. There's one right there. I got unreleased mod kit from this guy. I got a piece of shit up there. I'm looking at the Doyo V. That thing's awful.
Yeah.
I wasted $70 on that. Fucking awful. Fucking terrible. Worst thing I've ever used in my life.
Funny. It's so
I used
funny.
that once and it started overstrumming within 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks.
See, that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
That shit
That's
is
what
a
we're trying to
completely different
avoid.
class. That's a different class of new controllers. That doesn't count. Those don't count as new controllers.
See, that's different.
It just doesn't
It's
count.
different.
I'm sorry. However, I do applaud their originality of having 5-fret neck and 6-fret neck.
And
in the
6
same
fret.
neck.
It's
That's cool.
better feeling 6 fret buttons than the original.
I applaud
Which
that.
is
will
so
say,
fucking funny
those
to
are-
me,
those are
bro.
still
which is so
vultures.
funny.
Like,
Jason,
how
if
did
you
they
felt,
do that?
If you felt, Jason, if you felt these 6 frets on the Doyo Flying V, you'd go, why is this good? You'd be going, why on earth do I want to use this but not the body? I don't want to. Like, it's just immeasurable disappointment when you feel the fucking 6 frets, and then you go like, damn, I really have to use the V.
we need a good 6 fret neck. Chop chop.
Yeah.
Hey, if we can get a 6 fret
there you
neck
go.
on the crack guitar, I'm gonna be a happy boy. I'll play through GH Live again.
And that's one
I
advantage.
love
I will
this
that-
main
thing.
that game.
That's something I hadn't really
A
thought of.
little
That's an advantage that the crack guitar has. The detachable neck. This thing still flips down like the Riffmaster
Still
does. So
folds.
theoretically, there's a lot more customization options with the crack guitar then, because you can have all sorts of necks, especially like the Rock Band style neck, the solo neck.
It's like
coming.
It's like half and half. I think it's really cool that Hyperkin is doing the hot swap thing, because the thing with the crack guitar is that the fret PCB, and people are going to figure it out when they get it. The fret PCB has a bunch of components on it in order to make the LEDs and all that crap work and for it to communicate with the body. So unfortunately, it's not like the old Guitar Hero guitars where you can just make a simple PCB where you've got your 5 frets and then 1 ground, right? Like, it's a lot more complicated than that. However, that doesn't mean you won't be able to do shit with it, and it also doesn't mean the crack isn't open to helping modders, but I'm going to let them talk about that in the future, because that's kind of a plan. You know,
One of the last things I want to touch on is this D-pad in the middle of the neck, which
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
is really, it is very interesting. Now,
it reminds me of
I will
Quake's
say,
fucking strum button guitar.
yeah,
you
it
did.
reminds me of the
Yeah.
12 fret guitar. So like, when a hardcore player is playing, and then they come up and they're doing like, say, Eddie solo E or something, and then you got or no, I'm thinking like something you got to come up and teleport to, because like this isn't exactly friendly to like elbow strum on a little bit, kind of, but then you could come down here and then you can work on your transitions that way. I think it's a very interesting way to take it.
It's something
'Cause
that's never
this
been
is like
done
the
in
same-
official capacity before, and I applaud
Yeah,
that.
never, because
Something
like look at that, like see, because there's left, right, and then up and down. Change the speeds like that, and then you can strum up and down like that.
It's a unique
So it's supposed
solution to the problem of not having enough space to put a D-pad because it's just a stick.
Yeah, and then just like mimicking real guitar tapping is cool. I think that's cool. I think
could
it's
see that
solid.
being
And then
used for other games.
I played like this,
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
it was really
Oh, yeah.
cursed. I played like this.
Ooh,
You
gross.
play on the set of frets right here, and then you could strum up here.
No
like
fucking
reverse.
You know,
thanks.
it's kind of like the slider bar, but better. Because you can strum on the slider
Yeah.
bar in those games.
I guess, yeah. At least this will actually fucking work.
Yeah, this
you
will actually
know?
fucking
This
work.
one-
The slider bar was
No,
shit.
yeah, this one actually works. It does.
Those
Yeah.
are buttons.
Physical buttons instead
Yeah.
of the
Physical
I love
buttons
buttons.
instead of a slider. Yes.
Yeah, I
But-
applaud I genuinely applaud Hyperkin on like.
Oh,
thinking
you know, I
outside
just
the box
realized-
and trying different things.
Dude, you can just have rainbow color, reverse color, just so fast. You don't have to
Oh, yeah.
unscreen thing.
You can do
Pop
that
it
too,
off,
yeah.
rainbow. Pop it off, reverse
Yep.
rainbow. Pop it off.
That's nice.
Funny.
Like
That is
this,
cool.
This
Pop it off
guitar
all
does
red.
have some potential positives. It does.
Yes.
I hate. Again, prove me wrong, Hyperkin, Dragon Kong, Draconic,
Drakong
Dragon.
InfinaKore, Dick for short.
Yeah, prove me
proper.
wrong with your new dick.
Yes. Show me your dick. Stick. The stick. Dick stick.
I don't know, man. You dug the hole. You're in it. The shovel's gone.
I
That's
don't
okay.
even want to
get
say
out.
anything more.
That's okay. Yeah, yeah, there's a new guitar coming. There's actually
Wait,
two
we
new
haven't
guitars
talked
coming.
festival.
This guitar is still coming, and then we have this other thing. We don't talk about festival. We do have something to talk about with festival.
No.
Yeah, we do.
Oh no.
We
Wait,
do
do we?
though. It's the cool stuff. Like
What?
it's the
Jason's
sequence. Like
scooting
the
away.
it was the
I
damn
was going to.
freaking gosh darn UI design things. Here, I'm gonna get the. That was me.
Oh, righto, yeah.
We can't. It got deleted.
Oh,
What?
never mind.
The Behance that had all the shit on there. That got deleted. It's gone now.
It got deleted?
You can't find the page.
Uh-oh, Epic
This is
Epic
pretty
Games
safe.
is clearly
Did they-
not fucking
I
happy.
didn't save it.
Did
I
they
have a couple
really?
images though. Yeah, it's gone
Oh,
now.
bro, I told you to save it.
No, the
Oh,
Behance
no.
page got
Oh,
deleted.
wait a second, man. I might have.
No.
Wait. I did save it. I lied.
Okay, good.
Oh, let's go.
Wait,
Jake
wait,
is
wait,
a
wait, wait,
media
wait.
Found
preservationist.
media.
Found
my
Just like the
God.
Backyardigans pilot, me and my friends from
Me and my
1997.
friends, let's
I never
go.
understood the point of
1999.
that. I don't care. Okay, I have it. So you
I
guys
believe
can't
the
see it because it's a
Backyardigans
local
wiki
file.
Deleted the Fortnite Festival concept art.
Yeah, so here's here's the Fortnite Festival concept art. This is from a fellow by the name Mike Soltoff, who is a UI designer, or UX designer, UI art / visual design / iconography, UE5 art implementation. That's what it says. I'm just reading it verbatim. When Harmonix was bought by Epic Games in late 2021, we were tasked with, hold on, I have to put on the festival corner. Hold on.
I'm going to look for the blue button.
10 minutes. Find that blue button. I'm going to read a little bit. Harmonix was bought by Epic Games in late 2021. We were tasked with adding musical and rhythm gameplay to their marquee game, Fortnite. The combination of features we developed was launched as the Fortnite Festival. So there's a bunch of pictures of Fortnite Festival. This seems to be launch. This is just, talking about what Fortnite Festival is and stuff like that. But as you scroll down here, whoa, that's not final. This is prototype. So this is like early UI design concepts. You can see some things are overlapping, like that F with the deploy thing. What the hell is going on here? Is it not going to work? It won't work because I downloaded it locally. Okay, I can't zoom in. This is the best you get. Best you get. So we can just take a look at what some early concepts were. These are like sketches when they were trying to figure out where things should go. Also, I can't exit out of that. Interesting. So you can see here that there's the highway, and you can see like this is just a rough sketch of, oh, this could be the overdrive meter. That's where the multiplier is. This is where your stars are. But went through a bunch of different iterations, and you can kind of see them like iteratively working through the process. It started out up on top, and then they separated them into two different things up on top, and then there's a little thing over here, and then everything went down to the bottom, and now it's all on the highway. It's kind of cool to look at that. And there's like early concept designs, not just like sketches, but actual like programmed into the game, or maybe not. Maybe these are just like thrown together in Photoshop, something like that. I don't know.
I think a lot of them, are actual genuine concepts, and then maybe a couple of the screenshots are legit in the game. So,
yeah. Some of them I'll get to the ones later in the game. This is the one where people started freaking out. Not these. These look like they're in the game, because why would you have that?
Here's some screenshots that people saved. Just sent you a link.
Okay. Perfect. I can actually look at it.
Might be able to blow those up.
Okay, this is the one that I wanted to see. This is the one that people are freaking out about. Number the Beast in Fortnite! Yo, Millencolin! Yo!
It's all concept art.
It's concept art, guys. Concept art.
This isn't real. None of these are real songs. No, don't think that these songs got scrapped or that none of these were ever licensed. It's just.
You know what did get scrapped? Pearl Jam Rock Band.
That did.
You know what else got scrapped? Rock Band Sessions. That was a full game.
Yep, true.
That's
out there somewhere.
So much. So you know what? It's fine.
I do want to say really quick that people saw these and they were like, oh my god, like this was supposed to be the game of blood. It's like, no, but I also don't agree with crashing out on people who don't understand what concept art is, thinking that it was meant to be in the game.
Yes,
and
that's fair.
Like, you're like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. It's just like, guys, like, don't do that. Like,
not everybody knows.
Not everybody fucking knows everything. Okay, like, don't get mad at people for not understanding that it's a concept. Like, that's not cool. Like, I saw a lot of that, and I just don't agree with it.
Number the Beast is never gonna be in the game.
Yeah, like, how about we just stop assuming that everybody knows everything? Like, it's not how life works, So, anyway,
that's our bias. That's our bias as being community leaders, where we have to explain things.
I had to get that out because I thought it was really gross.
That's fair. Yeah. Thank you for saying that, too, because I agree. Here's another picture. Yeah. This is something that actually seems to be a scrapped feature that would have been kind of cool. Vote on Setlist. There's like
why would you get rid of that?
Pre-made set of songs.
I think that's also a concept page. That's based on like the career page.
Well, yeah, it's still a concept. It doesn't look like it was actually in the game, but it was a concept that they did not implement, which I think is a beautiful thing to implement.
Here's my thing about this: the set list of the week, the curated set list, all this. Did you guys notice there's different timers? There would have literally been different.
I saw that.
Yeah.
There would have literally been different featured songs. So this is still something that could be done. Have you guys noticed they've been upping the number of festival featured songs? Right, they're up to over 50. So
really? Okay. I actually haven't kept track of that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's up there. I mean, I've seen it go almost up to 61, which is, we're getting close to almost a free game, right? Like, I will give festival kudos when they do something right. If they do something like this in the future, where there's like multiple set lists and like there's actually progression to those, cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Speaking of progression, going back to that other Number of the Beast screenshot, see that right above the friends leaderboard here? It says quests. Play the song 5 times. That's a stupid quest, but
awful quest.
Awful quest. Yeah. They could. There's a lot of potential there. You could always show like a quest for a specific song. Like, hey, hit every orange note in this song, or hey, earn 95% or more on every instrument on the song.
Remember when they had
so much with that.
Biggie Smalls quest. They had Guns N' Roses quest. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that from
Yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah.
time.
Remind me of that.
Right?
They do that from time to time, but they should do it all the time. Every song
They
should have
should
a
do it all
specific
the
quest.
time.
That'd be really cool. It would give you a reason to play a
Like,
song more so than just
It's going back to the give people an incentive to play the game.
Yes, please.
Give people some progression. Okay, you know what that friend from high school also said? You
What?
guys are gonna get a kick out of this. She goes, I like Clone Hero, but I miss like unlocking things, and that was my favorite part of the game. That's somebody who doesn't.
vindication.
That's somebody who like that's like on first hand. I didn't bring any of that up. It was just.
I like the
people
game
miss
to be a game.
progression.
More
I like
so
the
than
game to
just
be a game.
more than just note hitting.
I also I responded to somebody on Twitter that I was just saying like, I wish that festival was there was like it was a successor to Rock Band and Guitar and stuff, and not just a note hitting simulator. And someone just goes, and like they did not mean any ill will. It was just like I kind of see all these games as note hitting simulators because that's what they all are anyway. And I just went like, well, I kind of take every single Guitar Hero and Rock Band game for granted and all of their features and treat them like note-hitting simulators, but I still like the progression. I still like it. It still has the charm of being a cool game. I don't know, like it gives me a reason to go back and play it over and over and over and over
Granted,
again,
it's still
too.
very simplistic. Like
Very simplistic.
You're just playing through a career,
Ooga Booga.
but there's
I
still
wanna play
something to do.
Ooga Booga. I played 4 songs. They give me a 5th one. Ooh, they, like,
encore.
that's awesome. Yeah, give me the roaring crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Encore. Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta make an ISO that says like for GH2, it's like Ooga Booga. We want an encore.
If
No,
there's
it's
one
just it's
thing-
Mordecai and Rigby. It's Mordecai and Rigby going like.
Remember, we brought up Fret Smasher recently. If there's one thing Fret Smasher did really cool that no other game did, right now, it's making custom set lists with your own unlocks. You could take whatever set you want. You can make any songs, right? And then you could have a career mode where you go, oh, you have to play these 4 songs. You unlock the bonus. You could put your own cutscenes.
Make your own game.
Yes, you can put your own cutscenes.
You could make your
Yeah.
own campaigns. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That is
Why
a
You know
really
what
cool
had this?
idea.
You know what this had before Fret Smasher was Frets on Fire and Phase Shift.
Yeah.
They had careers. They had built-in careers. Puppets Hero and Jeeple Hero.
Oh, wow. Throwback.
Oh,
You
yeah.
name it.
Yeah, all
You
all
name it.
ISOs.
They had
yeah.
careers. They
Yes.
had they had a little folder they had a little INI file called career.ini, and it would set the unlocks. Unlocks. It would set the unlocks for each of the tiers. Be like, okay, or each tier would have a career.ini and be like, okay, it needs 4 songs to be completed. If past threshold, then you get an encore. I'm just pulling that out of my ass, but it was something like that. It was essentially like that because you could just do a lot
That's
within
something so
INIs.
small, so minor, but it makes
It's
a
such a
huge
long
difference.
way.
It's such a big difference. It goes a really long way. Just a minor, small piece of progression.
And
I'll
that's
have
just
to
the
beat these 4
beginning.
songs, I get that
I'm
one,
sure.
and then I get more, and then I get more, and then I get more. Just a career mode. Super basic.
I'm sure that like my friend was talking to me about cosmetics, outfits, different instruments to unlock, new stages,
Sure.
bonus songs.
Yeah,
One of my
new
favorites was
characters.
bonus songs. That was my favorite
Yeah.
when
Love bonus songs.
when that was a thing. Okay, where was I? I'm looking for a blue button. Keep on
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Having like the rock shop back in Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3 or whatever, being able to like, oh, I have all this money from doing well on these songs. Ooh, I don't have enough money for that yet. I have to go back and 5-star that song to get more money so I can unlock that song, or buy that guitar finish, or buy that character, or watch the behind the scenes videos. That's also a sense of progression in a way too. You're earning currency, in-game currency you can spend on things. You can go crazy with that nowadays. I hear that games are making you spend real money now in games today. I haven't heard about that.
Whoa.
Yeah, they call them microtransactions. It's a crazy. Look it up if you haven't heard about this. But
We need macro transactions, bro.
yeah, so that's what happens when you buy the game. It's $60.
Yeah, that's the macro transaction.
Or if you buy it with the bundle, it's like $99. You get SG and Guitar Hero 2. It's awesome. I need a macro transaction for your PlayStation 2. You got to buy that as well. So don't forget
True.
about that. But yeah, Festival Corner. That's, I don't know. It kind of went off the festival part of it. But yeah, that was it. That was pretty much all we saw. Again, we're recording this on
Yeah.
Monday, not Tuesday, so we don't know what the songs are this week. Hopefully, it's more than one.
Oh, you said songs like it's guaranteed. Last week it was song, so don't put the S there. We don't know.
Well, the tweet said songs or something about plural, but it was just
The
one song
Instagram
because
did.
they forgot to remove like the plural wording, even though it was only one song. Doesn't matter. We're off Festival Corner now. Anything
We're
else
off
you want to talk
festival
about?
this
Yeah.
week.
Uh,
Maybe
No.
we'll be back
wanna-
on festival in the future.
I want
Maybe.
to ask Alec, what'd you think of the kit?
Oh, it's cool. I don't know if I don't want to. Do you want me to like go into detail of like how like the cool parts about it, or
Yeah, sure.
do you want me to like?
You do whatever.
No. Okay, so the standout here for me, well, actually, I do have a favorite part, but the standout here for me with this kit that JP made. Here, let me pull it. Sorry, SG. Sorry, guitar. I put this strap on it
Oh,
just
let's
for a
go.
little bit. So this is an old this is a Les Paul that I got from, I don't know, I think I got this last year, part of a set. But so these frets feel fucking crazy. And so the reason for that being is that the way JP built the frets this time, the frets actually sit on top of the mechanical switches like a keyboard keycap. It sits like that, and you're probably wondering, oh, wouldn't that make it like rock around, or doesn't it make it easy to fall out? Well, JP did a lot of work to make a stabilizer go underneath the frets. I don't know if you have one right here if you want to show it off.
I was looking for it.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, so
It's really, really sick. And so these buttons,
Where the fuck is it?
they're also a bit. I want to say that they're also a little bit quieter.
I gotta start
than
looking
most
for
Mac
shit on my
frets.
floor. I dropped something. I have to look for it.
Oh, okay.
Are we all
yeah,
gonna get
so-
on the
why don't we
floor
all just-
eventually?
This is the floor
Yeah.
episode.
This is the floor
Right,
episode.
right.
Here,
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
and then
Daddy's gonna stay at the desk, okay?
I think my favorite part of the kit that JP sent me, and I don't think that this is going to be a
Jason's
final
forehead
thing.
peeking.
Is that the craziest thing about it was that JP sent
get
me
low
two
enough.
different. He sent me two different strum bars for this kit, and this one does a 2-2 rake because that's what it said on the bar. It said
Yeah, I
it was
just
going to
wrote it in
do a
Sharpie.
2-2 in Sharpie, and it's the most clean and consistent 2-2 I think I've ever used. Because you're using the yellow switches on here, right?
Yeah.
The yellow strum switches. So is that funky switches? Those are funky
Yeah.
switches?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So even though I said, yeah, that will never rake, but JP fucked around with the strum bar model so that in a way, I guess maybe you added some more weight to it, or you added some sort of angle to it so that it would
I
always...
made it. So
always
it was
bounce
actually
back?
it was actually an accident. Drew was over, and he was testing out the kit for me before I sent it to you. And
Yeah.
the strum bar, the part that goes over the switches ended up being way too close to the switches. So
Oh,
it 2-2'd.
but it 2-2'd.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Bro, you gotta keep this." And I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll keep it."
That, you know
Um,
what? Thank you,
yeah.
Drew. I knew
Yeah.
he would,
So then,
I knew he would be the reason.
I made a 1-1 version as well.
Yes, yeah, and you did make that 1-1 version. Yep.
Welcome back, Jason.
Welcome back, Jason. But
So,
I
yeah, it's
wanna-
really cool. I
Yeah.
like it a lot, and putting it together, I would say the inside, the modular stuff, dude. It is I forgot to take a picture of it because I really wanted to. But damn, it was an extremely clean job in there.
So I want to. This is not the switches it's going to come with. These are different switches that I was just messing with. They're like way too light. I hate them. they don't feel good. They're really low travel. But basically, so that stopper system is big shout outs to Funky. So the way that this works is that you have your 5 switches, and then you have a fret that has a little attachment piece that attaches like a keycap.
Ooh, it's a
And there's a lot of
hexagon.
credit. There's a lot of credit to give here. So this system of having an attachment piece, that's all Hammer-On Guitars and the Polymar. Like those guys helped me out with it. So big shout outs to them.
Roadside Bomb.
Right. Yeah, shout outs to
Which
Roadside Bomb.
I want
and
to shout out
Hammer-On
Roadside
Guitars.
Bomb and Polybar for probably being a direct inspiration for the Hyperkin
Oh, yeah.
guitar. Honestly.
True.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Full
I
agreed.
was going to bring that
Yeah.
up earlier, but I forgot to. So we changed the subject. It's giving Polybar, that whole guitar, the
It
idea
is.
of customizability
yeah.
and being
Oh,
able
yeah.
to like,
It is.
here are the models, make whatever you want, you know?
No, that is really cool to see. So yeah, shout outs to them. And so the way it works is that the fret attaches, right, like a keycap, right, and so it's just on the entire time. And what this does is it makes the fret way more stable, and just returns better. And so the last part is that the stopper plate is actually 2 pieces, right?
Genius.
So that's funky.
Slide it in on the top and the bottom.
Funky
This thing is
Customs
awesome.
came up with that. So
It's
huge.
genius.
That's so
It's
huge.
genius.
the reason why it's 2 pieces is because if you already have the stopper plate on, then the fret gets stopped too early before it can fully attach flush to the switch. So that's why
Genius.
it's like it's got connectors on it. So yeah, when will it come out? Probably after the crack guitar. I have no fucking money right now, bro. This shit's expensive. So give me a couple.
It is a really, really cool. I really, really like it, and yeah,
It's got
I'll
it's
probably,
got
I'll
LEDs.
probably have to see fucking Dungeon Dweller with it or something, bro.
Yeah,
Probably
dude,
go
you gotta
back
do some
to it.
dumb shit with it. That would be cool. But
I mean,
yeah, it's got
I can do some. I did some Solus 3 125 all strum shit. Felt like I was back in 18. Felt like I was back in 19 or something, doing some dumb shit. But
Let's
it feels
go.
really nice. I like it. So thanks,
All right.
JP.
Thank you for the review.
There you go.
I'll
Look at
get
that.
I'll get one to Jake too. Jake's gonna assemble it on a stream or some shit.
I could do that.
So
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll definitely
we'll
play with it. So in conclusion, we have a new guitar coming. We have a new guitar kit coming. We actually have this guitar coming too, sometime in July, apparently, for the multi-plat
Yeah.
version.
Soon
So
July's gonna be a big month. Holy shit.
yeah,
it's a great. We've never been so back. We've never been so back. We have so many options, and options are great, and we love it. And thanks for watching. Appreciate that. Let us know your
We'll talk
your
about
feelings
the
about this
community
thing down below.
achievements. I want to talk about community achievements next week, but we
Next
had
week.
some things to talk about this week.
This was breaking
Next
news. I
week.
hope you understand.
I will
Yeah.
find the blue button next week.
Inshallah,
Yes,
he
he
finds
will.
it.
Inshallah.